Upon opening the program, a project information screen appears like this. I'll cover the details in later videos. First, I say yes, opening my scene. We can move this screen left and right or up and down by right-clicking here. We can explore our scene using the right mouse button. If we want an average view like this, we click the button over there. View it from the front. Go to wireframe view. This. I will detail the top buttons one by one. First, I add a new cabinet. The cabinet is now in my scene. I double-click to edit it. Clicked on Cabinet Properties. Here we can adjust the edge joints of the cabinet. To place the top panel above, both sides must be set to top. When the top panel is above, we can add bands to the left and right edges. We can also add edges to the front, back, right and left of all four pieces. Left side can move forward by a minute. We can advance it like this. Sure. When we add an edge to the left from above, since the edge joints do not allow adding from above like this, the program will not act and will cancel your input. You can change the edge bands of the left, right, top and bottom panels from here. You can also add radii to the edges. 45 corners here. No feet, click 45 corners. Let's add this from here and then cancel it. When I did it, as you can see from here, I drew a line of 45 in this way. These parts, when we look by means of passing through them, the cabin dimensions that we have given, it is done at their heights. That is, the top plate, 1,500 millimeters, 2,200 millimeters on the left. Cutting these at 45 gives you your measurement. Clicking the measure button here shows my cabinet's inside and outside dimensions. Let's keep making a base cabinet. No 45 corners. Base height should be 100 millimeters. When I update from here, my closet is this way. Looks so. Here, I picked the inside area and added a divider. I can add as many vertical partitions as I want from here. After adding, then this, I can make the distance from the left 500 or click here for vertical. I can do 500. I can give from here. It's 500, making 250 from the right side. Automatic calculation in the middle. I can add a horizontal section here too. I'll specify how many. Make it 1,250 millimeters. Like this. I added a shelf from here. I said two of them. Make it 1,250 millimeters. When I say shelf, it shows a 3-shelf setup. When I say fixed, meaning horizontal section, it connects these parts here firmly using the pull elements we use for the cabinet. It connects to those parts. Now let's look at vertical registration. We will make a coat rack section of 250 millimeters. It should be above the chosen area. I can say it should be at the back or front. I was going to note the measurement here, but since it was 250, I skipped it. It's 200 millimeters. When I click somewhere else, look, it's centered again. I need to upper this again. I wanted it to have a band underneath. When I added it, it placed my vertical registration here. I said horizontal section here. These horizontal sections are generally used for things. To place something like this in the center, I will exit and come back. Let's say in the front. We add those 10 centimeter flaps from here in the kitchen lower cabinets. We add it through the horizontal section. Here is our button for adding a back panel. We select an area to add it. I clicked like this. I clicked again. When I clicked the third time, I selected the entire cabinet. But if I want to select just this region and that region, I clicked up and pressed Shift on the keyboard. When I clicked here, I only selected this section, then I said back panel, and I said to divide this horizontally, As you can see, the line was drawn right from here. I'll remove this measurement. Since I divided it horizontally, I split this area right down the middle. But I say that this horizontal partition should take on the role of a back panel divider. I looked at it from the right. I approached, and you can see that the back panel is split where the horizontal sections are. This way the patterns are separated and become apparent. Now I selected this area and that area as well. And I will add a back panel here too. It should be divided vertically. You see, it was also divided in the middle. I came from here. And I said this should also be a back panel divider. Let's look from above again and come closer. From this spot. When we take this away, we see that the back panel is divided from here, not from there. I'm adding again, look to the right. Yes, the back panel is now located here. This way, we can add our back panels. For example, we want to remove this back panel. We don't select the area when we click here. Selecting the back panel would prevent us from adding anything new later. Sure, deleting or double-clicking the back panel to edit isn't something we do often. We don't do this all the time. Generally, we add the back panel last. There's no harm in adding it at the beginning. To delete the back panel, we need to check the box over there. I clicked this and I selected the back panel now. See? When I clicked, the back panels were selected. If it wasn't checked, the area would have been selected. Now I am at this back panel. From here, I clicked and got rid of it. To carry out the deletion or editing, we need to check the box next to the back panel here. We check the box again for multiple selection. We will again apply multiple selection here on the cover. From here, I chose multiple regions. I said cover. You see, the double cover didn't show up as marked. Why? The area is 500 mm from edge to edge. If this area were 600 mm, if it were 57.4 from the inside, what would happen? It would have appeared as a double cover. I chose it this way. I selected the middle area this way too. I said cover. This time you see it was marked as a double cover. And when I selected this region and added the back panel again, to accommodate deformation, the program calculates the necessary reductions by sensing the positions of the covers and filling the required gaps. There is no need for you to make any calculations about them. I erased this from here. This is the cap. I'll show you. Next videos will show this, a rail cabinet. I will explain it in the video. That's why I'm skipping it. This spot, adding a drawer here. Let me quickly add the lids first. I will add a drawer to this area. Click the drawer button, said 2. Add it this way. My drawers have been included. Speaking of which, how are we going to make these covers slide down to the clubs? Let's align them now. Lift it up from here and then bring it down. If you say aligned down, it will bring the clubs above down. I brought these here easily. Add a club to the drawers. I added my clubs this way. Now, I missed this while doing it here. I came to this point and selected these two covers. I'm using the height key on the keyboard. The abbreviation for height is H. I have also hidden these drawers using the height and H keys. Now, since this is a shelf, doing this here isn't right. I'm making this a fixed horizontal section and deleted that horizontal record. I picked this. I set its prefix to 0. Then I right-clicked. I click on this button to turn the horizontal section into a shelf. The movable shelf films are gone. The fixed connection has arrived. Or I could have done it this way. From the keyboard, I would have used the D key. change the D key. Like this. To restore the drawer and covers I hid, I'm using the abbreviation for unhide. I'm using U as the abbreviation. I pressed U and my hidden covers returned. Now, I raised these covers like this. I lifted all the covers. This is a different method of hiding than the previous one. It raises all of them. Let's place a hanging pipe here, 5 centimeters from the top. The depth of the left and right parts, I added a hanging pipe at the position of half the depth of the parts here, right in the center. I will show this corner video later. We can report on this cabinet from here. We can show the inner dimensions like this. If we ask to show internal dimensions, the internal dimensions are shown in our report. We can expand it like this. We can open the drawers from here, like this. I will save it to the cabinet file from here. We can save it for use in other projects. These are the buttons for saving the lower cabinet, upper cabinet, and tall cabinet catalogs that we will use while preparing our kitchen catalogs. I'll show this in another video. I'll also save the catalog in that video. I'm heading back from here. You see, my cabinet has come. The cover sizes are visible here. You can remove these measurements if you like. The cabinet's depth, height, and width are displayed. You can also remove these from here. You can increase their size. You can generate a report output from here with the two scenes stacked below each other. You can get a report. I brought this here. I copied this using the Ctrl-C, Ctrl-V key combinations. I have two similar cabinets. I specified the width as 1400. When I pressed enter, all the vertical sections inside reduced in size. I need to save this now. I saved it just now, but I saved it this way. A screen like this appears in front of us and you say to save this. You can save it as Project Mr. Amit. Where will you be saving it? Fithole version 2, inside the save folder, but I don't recommend doing it this way. I arrived here and right-clicked. I clicked New to open a folder. Because Mr. Amit, the dressing room, kitchen, and coat rack can have a lot of cabinets, and these will eventually get lost in the main setup here. Although it may not be lost, it becomes harder to find. That's why if you gather them in a folder, long term, looking back, you will possess an archive at your disposal. I mentioned this to you, Mr. Amit. I said ABC construction. I'm here. And we said that. It's a cab. Now here, when I said send it, I can get a report. This cabinet calculates the sales prices. We will also have a separate video for the cost. You can see the direct sales price or your costs from here. How many square meters did you open? How many square meters of material did you use? How many handle holes did you take? How many hinges? Was it used? All of these? You can see the cost calculations here. If you are using a flat table CNC, you are fitting from here. And when you say done from here, directly from these pieces of yours, sends it to the optimization program. The team prepares all tasks when you finish the machine file. It gives your G-codes. I close this. If from here, when using a sizing whole machine, you start by saying CSV. These are CSV files, I'm just saying. What do we have here? It's optiplaning, a method for sending to the optiplaning program of BSC. For instance, the machine is an OMAX with 5 axes, or AHCs. There is a TP control machine defined here. This is how it goes for the OMAX. I say, all right. Why is this said? The clamps are on top. It says there are holes near the clamps on the top side. If you want, you can turn it this way, and you can lessen the clamp making process, meaning shifting the clamps. It gives you adjustment suggestions. You can do them if you like. As you can see, we have generated all the files for the drilling machine here. This is it. Will be this much. In the next video, we will have one about kitchen settings and what we can accomplish with this kitchen.